Every time there's an act of jihad or an act of pure Islam, we're told Islam is a religion of peace. It's getting pretty tiring now. So anyone who's educated on Islam, on Muhammad, they know full well it's a violent fascist ideology that promotes war against non-Muslims, that promotes slavery of non-Muslims, and promotes rape of non-Muslims.
Muslims are not making this country unsafe. Muslims are wonderful and kind and dignified and compassionate and generous, and they are the pillars of so many communities.
Right now, the world is shocked by what's happening in England. It all started with fake news on social media. British activists like Tommy Robinson claim that Muslims are the reason for all their problems. Fortunately, British citizens are having none of it. They have denied his claims and are annoyed by his actions as they know the truth.
That's what we're seeing. It's been coordinated by a man who's just fled England, a man who can't even be here because he's, you know, he's a criminal. And
the majority of people in Britain are concerned with the Islamification of the country. The majority of people are concerned with the effects literal interpretation of Islam is having.
The truth is that Islam teaches kindness, compassion, and generosity. And this woman's story proves it. With tears in her eyes, she shares her personal experiences with Muslims.
When I was on the street on drugs and borderline naked, a Muslim man found me. This Muslim man picked me up off the floor, carried me to his wife. His wife bathed me, dressed me, fed me, loved me, and took me somewhere that I could be safe.
They showered her love and care, taking her to a safe place to start a new life. Her son attends a Muslim nursery where the staff are like a second family to him. They go above and beyond to ensure his well-being and show genuine concern for his safety.
My son goes to a predominantly Muslim nursery. All of the staff are Muslim. Those women would lay down their life to protect my son. They love him like their own. When he is not well or he's poorly, he is absent, they will ring me throughout the day to check in and just say, oh, how's Ollie today? Is he doing okay? Are you doing okay?
When she lost her baby, the nursery staff held her hand, stroked her hair, and cried with her. They offered comfort and support in her darkest hour.
When I lost my baby, those women held my hand, stroked my hair, and cried with me on the middle of that nursery floor when I couldn't hold it together anymore.
But that's not all. A Muslim taxi driver helped her when she couldn't feed her kid. He drove her home, ensuring her safety without asking for anything in return.
When I couldn't feed my child, and I broke down to a taxi driver because I realised I didn't have the fare because I was late to his nursery and realised I didn't have the fare, not only did he take me in his taxi, the very next day, his wife and himself came at the pickup time, waited opposite the road and presented me with bags of food and clothes and toys and drove me all the way home with said clothes and food and toys for my son.
We learn a valuable lesson from this incident. When we help those in need, show love and care to those around us, and stand up for what's right, we change the narrative about our religion. We show the world that our faith is about peace, love, and kindness. When she injured herself, a Muslim nurse showed her kindness and compassion.
When I was in hospital, the kindest nurse I had was a Muslim nurse. And when I injured myself severely, so severely that I required serious immediate hospital attention, she picked me up and ran me to the A&E herself. It's the way the hospital was designed. It's not like it's miles, but it's besides the point. And she stayed beyond her shift for 16 hours to hold my hand because I didn't trust anyone else in that ward. And she stayed with me despite nearly falling asleep in her chair until I was tucked up safely back in my bed. And do you know how I fell asleep? I fell asleep with her stroking my hair and singing me lullabies, and I have never in my life felt so safe or so warm.
Her Muslim neighbor stood up for her when she was attacked, taking the blows and protecting her from harm. The Muslim community in her town has been a pillar of support, providing coats, food, and toiletries to those in need.
In the town that I live in, it is the Muslim community that hand out coats to anyone who needs them, no questions asked. You walk in, you take a coat, you walk out, no question, no judgment. It is the same people that you can walk in and pick up a bag of food off the floor, no question, no judgment. They will not ask anything, they will not say anything. They will simply smile and offer you a warm meal. It is those same people that when I lived in the hostels, every Friday they would appear, fresh fruit. It's incredible quality, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, bottled water, soap, toiletries, clothes, anything you could think of, they provided it for us. And not once did it come with a Quran or an invitation to mosque. It came with kindness, compassion, dignity, love and warmth that some of us had never experienced.
Her experience shows us that we can change the way people perceive Islam. As Muslims, we have a responsibility to fight stereotypes that cause hate and fear. We can do this by continuing to show kindness, empathy, and compassion to those around us.